Hello, each and every one of you lovely smiling people out there today. Welcome back to the channel for another show. We got quite a bit of a show to go through today, guys. It's interesting because a few things have happened in the last hour or so. But what we're going to do first is, I want to give everyone a warning. On Twitter yesterday, Jacob, RDS Jacob, which is fantastic. Everyone was going on about it. Some people have been receiving direct messages on Twitter regarding Instagram accounts and all this kind of stuff, and which is very interesting because I had one, and I straight away, as soon as someone sends you an Instagram.com with a question mark and all this kind of stuff on it, it's normally going to be suspicious. So we're going to turn this around and get straight into it. So as you can see, guys, this is what RDS Jacob Al had yesterday, and this is exactly what it was. And what it does, if you click it, it sends you to a website that basically is trying to make you feel, see who's looking at your account. But it's not. What it is basically a hack to try and get into your account. And it's kind of sad to see that this has been going on now to a lot of people who are supporting Johnny Depp. And that is a sad thing to see, because that kind of points the finger directly to people on AH's side, which again, it's like, well, is it really them? Is it not them? No one really knows. But when this is only happening to people who are supporting Johnny Depp, then it's kind of a no-brainer, really. But I just want to let people know, if you receive this kind of message, it'll be your Twitter name. You won't get Al's, but it'll be your Twitter name, and then it'll be Instagram.com and whatever. It may be another one like for Facebook, or it may be one for YouTube. Don't click them, guys, just so we can be safe on that. So we got that out of the way now, and we're going to jump into this, which was literally 1 hour ago, which is just, it's phenomenal, guys. As you can see, Laura tweeted this out, and it's just awesome. I just think it's so good to see. Amy. Oh, excuse me, just got the audio coming through for some reason. Give me a second. Here we go. Amy with the $5. Thank you for all that you do. You are awesome. Oh, thank you, Amy. That's amazing. Thank you for saying. Justice for Johnny. No one is giving out the correct information anymore, well, mainstream media anyway, which we're actually going to look at later on in the video, because, not the video, you know, the stream, because obviously talk radio got suspended for some unknown reason, violations, but then they came back. But we also got one regarding Johnny Depp and the last $100 million case. But as you can see from Laura, update, Johnny Depp visits AH, woohoo. Johnny wanted to have documents AH marked confidential to be declassified. Which, to be honest with you, straight away, that is a good win. At this moment in time, will we be able to see them? I'm not too sure. And say Laura does actually say about that because, as you can see, going down by here, you know, December 15th, Johnny Depp's team applied and was granted an emergency hearing to declassify documents. Not sure when it was held or why this order took so long. Entered on Monday. And then obviously you got to be kidding me, 2121. Will these be public only during or after the trial? I guess that depends on if they release them to the media or Adam tweets about them here. With this, it'll be interesting to see if they do get put out there, because if she marked these down as, you know, classified, no one else, confidential, no one can see them, I want to know what's in them. That makes people like myself, Laura, and everyone else a bit more intrigued and a bit more like, what is it? What is in them? And I can see in the chat, yeah, so, you know, regards to her donations, that wouldn't surprise me. It'd be very interesting if it is, and it's like, yeah, she didn't donate, which we knew anyway, you know, we know that. But seeing that, and it is just amazing to see that, the court and the judge went, no, they can be declassified. You know, people can see them if they want to, if or when they get presented to the media or the people. So with that one there, it's very nice to see that so far this year, the judge in this case has actually been doing some good. You know, we can't take it all for granted at this moment in time, because obviously we do not know how it's going to end. You know, this is one of the things now, it's going to be nail biting, because this judge seems very fair. Bruce White seems very fair, which is great. So, but then obviously the main topic of the show today, Nick Wallace. This was actually kind of strange. It was 4:30 UK time, and he posted about Dan Wootton and NGN's reply to Johnny Depp's appeal. And to be honest with you, when I read through it, I was just like, they are basically just trying to suck up as much as they can to Judge Nicol and to the actual people who are going to be looking over the appeal. Mostly because of the way that they've worded it, and, well, the honourable judge this, honourable that, oh, you're just great, you're just amazing, you know, that sort of language. And it's just like, right, okay, stop tickling the court's balls, stop juggling on them, and just actually do your job instead of sucking up. But, you know, I think it's just really, really good. Carol in the chat, CGS, what would be your reaction if AH wins? I'm not too sure. I'd be good. I'd be upset. I know that for a fact. But again, no, it's like, right, okay, this needs to be looked into more. Again, it'd be the same kind of thing as it was with him and the London case against NGN. Because when you see certain things and you see someone who is being wronged, you know, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, they're being called a liar for having evidence which proves that person is telling the truth. It's like, why would anyone believe, you know, what anyone else ever says again? You know, it's going back to the DV victims of all of this, you know, the ones who wanted to come forward, but now they're seeing that Johnny Depp, a man of his power and a guy with his wealth and everything else, get told, you're lying, even though there's evidence which shows otherwise. That person can be like, if he can't win, what are the chances I'm going to win? You know, it's that sort of thing, which is sad. That's really sad. But if she did win, I don't know. It's, you know, it'd be interesting to see. You know, I can't really say. I really can't say. So we're going to jump into this one, guys. So Nick Wallace, he did post this, like I said, 4:30 in the morning. Hello, another world exclusive for you follows. I have the NGN and Wootton response to Johnny Depp's application for permission to appeal the UK High Court ruling against him. The ruling was handed down. Yes, we had that one there. We had The Sun. Yeah, we know that one there. Just for Christmas. I'll tweet NGN and Wooten's response in full on this thread. It's much shorter than Johnny Depp's Grounder and Skeleton. Again, these ones are only a couple of pages anyway. So, in the Court of Appeal, so we got all of that, High Court Justice, Queen's Bench, blah, blah, blah. Defendants, respondents' response to application for permission to appeal. Nick Wallace, so he goes, the respondents ask the court to reject this application for a process to appeal, which is solely against the judge's findings of fact. Nicole J. was steeped in this case. He determined several interlocutory applications, then heard a 3.5-week trial with over 30 witnesses, 26 giving oral evidence, the protagonists in person, cross-examined by highly experienced Queen's Counsel. So just straight away, that is the one that says, oh, you're great, yeah, keep going, I'm going to shovel shit in your mouth. That's basically it. That's how I look at it anyway. And 13 leverage files of documents, including photographs and many contemporaneous messages to and from Johnny Depp. The result was a 585 paragraph judgment over 129 pages. So we're going to move on down for that one there. Excuse me. Here we go. So the Court of Appeal will only rarely review findings of fact, particularly when based on oral testimony, as Lord stated in another case. It is not limited to the superiority of the trial judge position to make determinations of credibility. The trial judge's major role is determination of fact. With experience in fulfilling that role comes expertise. Duplication of the trial judge's efforts in the court, so it goes on from there. So then it goes into it deeper now. Mr. Depp does not contend that either the trial or any of the interlocutory applications were conducted unfairly. This very experienced judge's task was to assess whether on the balance of probabilities the respondents had proved their articles were substantially true. He concluded after conducting a painstaking analysis of the evidence that the respondents had proved 12 of the 14 pleaded them by Mr. Depp on AH, and the plea of substantial truth was therefore made out. And as you can see, when he says there about the judge, where again it's just this very experienced judge. It's like, oh, he's got great, he's so full of it. He's amazing, Judge Nicole is. Even though we know his son is on our payroll. It's that sort of thing straight away. So it's apparent from the detailed judgment that there is no basis to conclude that the judge failed to examine the evidence or provide reasons for its findings. Mr. Depp has selected items of evidence which he contends show the judge carried out his task incorrectly. The respondents are unable within the confines of the documents to answer these points. What we got? Oh, Miss Marion, hello! I'm back and I have missed the chat and you, my dear friend. Oh, we've missed you as well. Say, guys, it's amazing to see you all here. What's Carol saying? I think it's irrelevant to today's society. Right, okay, I'll have a little look at that. We will copy the link address and have a look after. So just do. So we go over there. Right, so it does carry on, obviously. I've lost where I was now. Right, point to require a similar detail. There we go. So, the evidence that Mr. Depp selected, just little bits and bobs is what they're saying. A similar detailed and lengthy exposition of the evidence in many more than the permitted 3 pages that they are granted for their request to deny the appeal. Many of the examples, including in the accompanying schedule, are simply wrong. For example, the claim that in taped conversations, AH never referred to this, akin to that which she recounted in her oral evidence, save for reference to one occasion when the appellant accidentally knocked AH's head, she accused him of headbutting. There are in fact many examples of AH accusing Mr. Depp of this, e.g. everyone around me saw all the bruises and the broken blood vessel under my eye, the bruises on my hand, the missing chunks of hair, the split lip, the black eye, the swollen nose and all that because you're stronger, which was in trial bundle but is not in the supplementary PTA bundle. And Mr. Depp admitted, I headbutted you in the effing forehead in one such recording. See paragraph 429 of the judgment. And with that one there, I was just like, oh my god, this is just the way he went on about it and everything else, it's just like, right, this just takes the biscuit, you know? And when I first saw that, and I was reading it, and I was just like, oh God, here we go now. They're literally going on about saying, well, what we're doing is this. He accused her, but we actually have him saying this. Even though, this is the one thing that's pissing a lot of people off. On tape, she admits to doing it. That's it. That is plain as day. Everyone knows that she is guilty of lying. And everything that she has said is like, yeah, that's not right, you know? And when you have actual DV survivors coming out and sticking up for Johnny Depp, and then you've got people on Twitter and all other social media platforms saying that these survivors are not real survivors, that is a kick in the teeth, and that is absolutely a horrible thing to say. Because again, those people who are saying, oh, you're not a real survivor because you defend him, or, you know, and it's like, well, we've listened to the evidence, we've gone through it, we know exactly what happens in this kind of scenario. The way that they are manipulated, the way they are talked to, the way they are dressed down in front of people, like she did to Johnny. But again, no, for some unknown reason, the people who go about on social media saying, you're not real this, you're not real that, and then you say to them, well, have you seen this article? Have you seen this piece of documentation from the court case? Have you heard the audio tapes? And then they just come back for some unknown reason. They try and just degrade you again online. And that is the perfect kind of response from someone who is a narcissist themselves. And on Twitter, incredibly average, Brian, he went out the other day and it was just glorious. I haven't got the tweets here, but he went out and he just basically went out there and he just decided to educate people, and it was phenomenal. Because what he was saying to him was, right, okay, that's fair, you have your opinion, this is my opinion. And the person came back who he said that to, they're like, oh, you're one of those, are you? And he's like, one of what? You know? And it was just so good to see him he didn't belittle, he didn't do anything, he didn't wear him down, he just educated him, which was fantastic to see. Because if you can go out there and educate these people, not have a go with them, don't start, you said, he said, and all this kind of stuff, people having arguments, which for some unknown reason, everyone who is against Johnny Depp, not that many though, which is actually amazing to see, for some unknown reason, they just want to argue. If you show them the evidence, well, listen to this tape. Listen to that. Read this documentation, read this evidence, read this deposition. And they're like, no, why would I want to do that? And Brian actually did. It was quite a bit of a long tweet as well. Well, like how much it was. So it filled up the entire thing. And what he did, the person came back, I'm not going to read that. And I'm like, you're not going to read that, even though you've just basically said you're trying to show Brian who's right and who's wrong. Hooray of peace with a £3 with a big kiss. Thank you. Again, you guys supporting the channel is absolutely amazing. We got Linda Ray as well with the fox. Is that a bone giving a bone a hug? Okay, here we go with the 40. Thank you ever so much, guys. Supporting the channel like this is amazing. And the thing, Sunshine actually reminded me yesterday as well, we have a whole host of new members to the channel. Their names are now in the actual description box. So Sunshine and, give me a second. Oh, it's gone. It's not on my screen. It's gone. But I was told earlier that the names weren't in the box. So again, I do apologize for that. I didn't have a chance to update him. I'm still going through a list that Cherry gave me to try and get people to become moderators. So that currently is on its way to go. Right, guys. So what we're going to look at now is obviously Adam Waldman over the last couple of days has been absolutely amazing. This guy has been dropping truth bombs ever since New Year's Day. And there's so many great things happening. It's just amazing to see. So this is what we have. I'll say, Broly, thank you for the $5, man. Hey, everyone, if JD loses, all the truly justice is blind, and it's at a very dangerous move that you can say what you want to, no consequences. That is very true. We've seen that with The Sun and the newspapers here in the UK. Because The Sun won at this moment, we appeal still processing, that they've gone in and it's basically gone, we can call in whatever we want. They've done it. If AH does win next year, it's going to be the same all over. Maureen with the $2 Australian with the fox hug. Thank you. See, guys, supporting the channel is amazing. So as we were saying, with Adam Waldman, you know, this guy has just gone on a tear, this guy has. And it's absolutely amazing to see. Because a lot of people thought, where is he? You know, he didn't, you know, he actually left, I believe it was like October. Around the beginning of October is when he actually left Twitter. And no one actually saw what was going on. And a few tweets come out. He was showing documentation. He was like, yeah, this is going on. We got this, we got this, we got this. And it was, everyone was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. Because it was. It was literally, he'd come back after a 3-month hiatus. And it's just like, boom. Truth bombs. Truth bombs. And this is the one he sent out this afternoon. The Sun's barrister, Sasha Waz QC, misleading the UK court, razzle-dazzling AH's false under oath donation. She claims that she has been making for 4 years. Read the Children's Hospital. The hospital's own correspondence exposes the lies. She actually donated an amount that rhymes with hero. And with that there, it was just amazing. Because obviously, this is what was going on when Miss Waz was like, she donated $7 million to charity. $3.5 million went to the Children's Hospital, and the other $3.5 million went to the ACLU. And then obviously this article here is from 2016. AH declared a hero by legal team as she speaks out about surviving years of this at the hands of JD. And that's kind of interesting because that's 2016 there. And obviously the op-ed that she ran in 2018 when she said it wasn't about JD. This is 2 years beforehand. You know? So you got that part right by there. It's like, yeah, here we go. He done it. And obviously with her talking about it, that I personally do think is going to be a big factor in the Virginia case because 2018 when the document went outside the op-ed of the Post, the Washington Post and everything else, and then obviously you had Dan Wooten saying his rubbish. All this was going on and she was like, oh no, I never mentioned him. It's not him. But then everyone's like, yeah, 2 years ago you said this. So you have that one by there. And it's just so funny to see that Adam Waldman is just dropping truth bombs like anything. And obviously, like we said by there, the Children's Hospital came out and they were like, yeah, we've, if you want to come to us, we'll give you a tour of the place. We'll show you around. We'll show you what we're doing. And it's like, I thought you've been working there. I thought you've been helping people out. Why is the Children's Hospital now saying, like, oh no, you didn't do anything for us? I just couldn't stop laughing when all these are being dropped. And in the next couple of days, I really do think Adam is going to drop one huge truth bomb on everyone. And it's going to be very interesting to see how AH and her legal team respond to it. Because obviously, at this moment in time, in the $100 million defamation case that she's bringing against Johnny, the counterclaim, obviously the only 3 things that are left, 5 out of 8 got knocked off the table, which was just great. And the only 3 that are left is what Adam Waldman said. So with all of this, and the best way to look at it is those 3 things where he said it's a hoax. She now has to basically show and prove that it wasn't a hoax. That is going to be the interesting thing about it, and I think the most mind-blowing, because if she can make it actually stick, why hasn't she done that in her acting career? Because her acting career is shite. She is so bad up on screen. If she can make these people believe that, she's not hoaxing, it's going to be so funny. Kae-linn with the $5. Thank you for the super chat. That is amazing. And is that wrong or is that your little thumbnail? It looks like a cartoon version of Doctor Who, the latest Doctor. Mel, how likely do you think it is that JD will win the VA trial? I'm trying to stay hopeful, but the judge is allowing AH to sue JD, I think. Well, it's again, with that one, it's like we were just talking about. The three things that are left, AH basically has to prove now that what Adam Waldman was lying. That's what she has to prove. It's not Johnny Depp, because Johnny Depp didn't say it, you know? That's the great thing about it. And seeing that, I was just like, oh, that is amazing. But look, I'm going to go by here, actually, this part right by here, with Depp Head Savvy with what they said. When it comes up with new tweet notification from Adam Waldman, and you can't click on the link fast enough. Well, with that, it's on Twitter, I've only got a few people who are actually on my list for, for when someone tweets, I get notified. And if you can see this. Oh. No. Oh. Anyway, that was I was in the other room and it was Adam Waldman tweeted and my phone went off. I was like, quick, where's my laptop? It's exactly what it is. It's amazing to see that someone, just Adam Waldman, he's just become a superstar, hasn't he, man? He's just become so great in the last year. And everything this guy's doing, it's just like, that's it. Yes, I'm also Whovian. There we go, Kae-linn. I thought it was. But sadly, I'm not a fan of the latest Doctor. But actually, I wasn't a fan of Peter Capaldi either. Or Matt Smith for that. David Tennant for me all the way. But yes, and I saw that and I was like, oh my god, I had to quickly get in there, find my laptop. I had to see what was going on, And yeah, see, people in the chat now, they're talking about poo and all this kind of stuff. It's right there, Her little dogs are like what? Like that big, Pistol and Boo or whatever. And the size of the crap was the size of a dog. So it's like, how the hell is that? To be honest with you, whoever did do that, man, they must have had something rotten in their stomach to produce that much in one fell swoop. It's just disgusting to even think. Right, so Steve in the chat. I am AH. I gave the money anonymously. I don't want publicity. Fingers crossed so God don't strike me with lying. That is it. That's exactly true, because we've also seen now that an anonymous donation was sent and it had her designation donation of Amber Heard, even though she didn't pay for it. Juanita with the 35, thank you again for supporting the channel, guys. It means the world to me. It's amazing. So I can keep bringing these shows and bringing all this to you. JD deserves a win this year, and hopefully karma catches up with Turd. Thank you for a great stream, Dan. No, say thank you, Juanita. It's since starting all this, I've met so many great new people. I've started speaking to so many more as well. And it's just great to see that this community we've all brought up and brought together now is just absolutely amazing. But we're going to skip on to something else now, guys. And I don't know if you saw this one, but again, no, we all know about Grace Randolph. This woman, she has had literally more misses than hits in the last year and a half to 2 years. Some of the things that this woman has said, it just turns out to be complete and utter bollocks. Alanator with the 10 euros. AH is a horrible person. That $7 million could help kids with a level of sickness at their currently down to 0 and be clear from set sickness. Exactly, Alanator, they can. It's sad to see that she is denied children of that money. It wouldn't surprise me if she did actually give some money to ACLU, because again, for some unknown reason, she just has to have ties with them. But we have that by there. But see, we're going to go into the chat quickly, guys, because I do see some questions popping up. But, alright, so we got from Emma. How is Judith? Judith is doing quite well at the moment. I did say in one of my premieres the other night that Judith is not going to be on any streams or any premieres or anything for a while, because she's actually moved up to Scotland to deal with the pandemic, which, just that on its own, is amazing. Judith is one hell of a woman, and I have nothing but respect for that woman. Everything that this woman has done, her mother fallen, she had to have surgery, she had to have a metal plate in her shoulder, and she's looking after her mother, and they've actually asked her and a group of other nurses and doctors to go up to Scotland to help with the pandemic, because obviously the UK has gone into basically a brand new total lockdown again. But up in Scotland, they are dealing with a lot of cases and they just haven't got the manpower to form all the hospitals. So Judith and a few other doctors and nurses, they've gone up there, and I am speaking with Judith via direct message on Twitter, and she is, she's okay at the moment. And I do keep checking in on her. So if I get any news, guys, I will let you all know straight away. Because again, we all love Judith. And Judith she's the mother of the community, I think. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. Because if someone's ill, she's literally like your mum saying, well, do this, do this, in a loving way. And for that, I just think it's absolutely amazing. But what else we got in the chat, guys? Oh, you need to be a mod, you're a member, you're probably on Dan's list. Steve, yes, I thought you were. Yeah, Steve, if you want to send a link or anything, mate, try sending a link through, because I've gone through all my options and all my everything else, my settings, guys. Some people still cannot send links, and I do not know why. So with that there, I am going to have to send YouTube an email to find out what the hell is going on. But I know myself and Cherry can send links, and a few other people haven't been able to, and they are moderators. But if people want to try and send in links, we'll see if they work. Hopefully, they won't get done for spam, Yeah, so I say, actually, guys, I'm going to send this photo now to Judith, because, obviously, there. Get the photos there. Get that for Judith. I'll send that to her later on. But, so fingers crossed, everything will be fine. Say, Judith, we just hope that, obviously, this vaccine that's currently going out, we just hope something good comes of it, and we can get back to some kind of normality. Fingers crossed for that. But, guys, what we're going to do now, we are going to move on to our next topic. And, obviously, our next topic, before we came back into the chat, was about Grace Randolph. Grace Randolph, she has been, like I said, she's been hit and miss. There's been a lot of things where she's come out and said, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And it's all turned out to be, yeah, you're lying, But this is exactly what she is. And now she's gone to a few other things. I think it's a Crunchyroll now and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, right, there we go. Say no more. But and to say, obviously, Grace Randolph, hashtag Mirror, hashtag HBO Max. The show rumour is true. My source says it will take place mostly on land. Explain why she's not a big part of Aquaman 2. They're hoping to announce the next few months if they get good script and a showrunner. Producer, Peter Safran, becoming a key DCEU player. And with that, one thing I want to say about that as well is, well, first we'll get all these hearts for Judith first. Boom, there we go. There we go. And Grace Randolph, she came out a couple of weeks ago. And, sarcasm, send a link, mate. And she came out and said that, Mirror is going to get mortally wounded and all this kind of stuff at the start of Aquaman 2. That's why they're bringing in someone else. So with that there, it's like, so I thought that was true. But now she's saying, oh no, she's not going to be in Aquaman 2 because she got her own show. Well, which is it? Which is it? That's the funniest thing for it. And, sarcasm, I can see the link. I can see the link. Yeah, here we go. And so, basically now, with Grace saying, oh no, this is going to be true now, she got her own show. It's like, well, okay then. But you also said that she was going to be killed. It's just so much stuff going on. Because, again, no, it's what Grace Randolph does. She's very hit and miss now, and she's been missed a lot for the last year or so. And it's kind of sad because some of the stuff that she's done in the past, I was like, I'm excited for that, and it came true. So sometimes it is hit and miss, but with her saying this now about her, and then, a couple of weeks ago she was like, oh no, she's going to get killed off in Aquaman 2 because of what's going on. It's like, yeah, I don't believe this. So that's what I got, guys. That is my opinion on this. What is your opinion on this? Let me know in the chat and in the comments down below. It'll be interesting to see what other people think of. Right, we're going to move on now to our next topic on this whole show. And this is about AH, again, obviously. And one of the good things is her video, her interview, I should say, on on YouTube is currently over 400,000. It's actually coming up close now to 500,000 dislikes. And to me, it's just like, oh, that's so funny. Over 500,000 people are nearly disliking this video. And obviously this comes from Screen Geek. And as you can see by here as well, you got, Johnny Depp legal team says he didn't get a fair trial, which is true, he didn't. Emilia Clarke. Johnny Depp fans stream his films in protest of The Stand. Didn't really have to do that, but it was good. But The Stand got rubbish reviews anyway, so that's even better. And obviously, AH's latest interview on YouTube has been disliked more than 200,000 times. The actress was recently interviewed by Access Hollywood, where she spoke about her new series The Stand and what she had learned in 2020. There are over 100,000 comments on the video at the time of writing, many of which are showing support for Heard's ex-husband Johnny Depp, which is amazing. And besides reflecting on her takeaways from the year, she also spoke about her new series and why she thinks that it's particularly timely. It going on about that. But then the comment, like I said, one comment seems to be getting copied and pasted all over the video. They won't believe you because you're a man. She is not a victim. And that is 100% true. There's so many comments on there. You know what? We're going to actually have a little look at this now, guys. So, I'm not going to play it by there. We don't want that. No, stop it. We don't want to listen to her. But we're going to go on the video. We'll pause it. 437,000 dislikes. That's actually down from earlier. Because earlier, it was 476,000. That's why I said it was nearly 500,000. So, obviously, they've decided to take a few of the likes away. Ooh, that's interesting. YouTube at their censoring ship again, guys. And obviously, as you can see, it's just amazing. All these people saying the same thing. And it's really funny as well because you got a lot of people are saying that these are all bots and whatever. But you see some people, they actually have quite a few subscribers. Here we are. 415,000 subscribers this guy has got. And he's put it down. This is what it is now. So many people are looking into this and like, you know what? We've read the transcripts of the documentations. We've heard the evidence. We've seen photos. We've seen everything else. And this is what's going on. Which is just absolutely phenomenal now because this is getting a lot more mainstream coverage. But that's going to be our next part now, what we're going to look into. And it's sad to see because for some unknown reason, the mainstream media, they are going on about this is a setback for AH. And you look at it and you think, how is this a setback for AH? So what we're going to look at in a minute, guys, is obviously, something's happened. But in the chat, I can see, Night Train, hello. I can see that, Sarcasm had says, there's actually a life-size mirror bust for $4,000. Who is going to buy that for $4,000? Seriously. You know what? Let's have a little look at this, shall we? Where is it? Sideshow. Copy link. So, let's have a little look-see. Oh my god. Who's going to buy that? Seriously. Join the wait list. Limit of 1 per person. Limited edition 298. Who wants that? Seriously. I'd probably end up punching it or shooting it. It'd be a waste of money, wouldn't it? So you got that there. Okay, underwater. Oh. They had to put water on it, didn't they, to make it look. Look. No water. And she's meant to be underwater there and everything else. Oh my god. Who is really going to spend that much money on that piece of shit? Seriously. Infinity Studio, guys, you gotta come up with something better. You know, it's just like, you look at that, $4,000 for that. So that's roughly about what? £2,500 to £3,000. It's like, yeah, no chance. And I wouldn't even shit in my hands and clap for that. I wouldn't even do that. That is just... Get off the screen. So this is what it is, guys. Yep, $4,500. Well, $4,000 for that. There you go, if you want to have a quick look. I didn't want to show you other photos because it's just disturbing. That's why I went through it on myself. But that's what I got. Gary, if I had the money, I would throw it off a cliff into the sea to find out if it could swim. Yeah, this is just... Yeah. Nah, to me, guys, that just is just a waste of money. Because whoever does buy that, I'd like to have an interview with them. See what's going on in their heads. Because it'd be like, why are you spending $4,000 on that? That is just wrong. But then you had the stand, obviously. Right, guys, we're going to move now into the next section of the live stream show. And what we were talking about... Cherry, I would not twerk for that. No way. I would twerk to get rid of it out of the house. And what we're talking about with the mass media, you know, mainstream media and everything else, and what they've been saying about the Johnny Depp and the AH situation. And obviously we have seen now a lot of stuff where, for some unknown reason, they've decided to go on her side, and with the $100 million counterclaim as well, for some unknown reason, this is what they're saying. So I put this in there this morning. The Telegraph, AH dealt blow in $100 million US lawsuit against Johnny Depp. The Times, obviously, Murdoch. AH suffers a setback in $100 million claim against Johnny Depp. Billboard. Johnny Depp must face ex's libel suit after his attorney declared hoax. You had that one there. Then you had Cinema Blend. After Johnny Depp's team calls claims from Amber Heard a hoax, lawsuits still gearing up. Then you had the courthouse one, which, you know, it does say there, judges advances some of AH's defamation fight against Johnny Depp. Independent, she suffers a setback. And, you know, that one here, I just love that. Interview disliked. Amazing. Hollywood Reporter, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Depp must face ex's libel suit after his attorney declared hoax. Deadline. Johnny Depp fails to get AH's $100 million countersuit tossed, doubles down in legal battle. And with all of that, it's just makes you want to be like, why are they focusing on that? Because to be honest with you, it's a huge win for John. It is, no doubt about it, 100%. And when you think of it, and you want to say, well, guys, instead of saying she's been dealt blow in $100 million, why don't you just say Johnny Depp gets 5 of the 8 counterclaims thrown out? Huge win for Johnny, you know? And again, people are going to be looking at these and they're going to be like, I don't want to fucking read that. I don't care about that. You know? It's almost like, well, we know what the majority of these people are. They're all Amber Heard fans for some unknown reason. They just like to write about her in a positive light. But she's not positive. We've all seen this. You know what? Let's actually have a little look at what the Hollywood Reporter and Johnny Depp on Deadline says. So, on Deadline, Johnny Depp fails to get $100 million countersuit thrown out. Attempting to turn the tide on his legal battles on both sides of the Atlantic, Johnny Depp has come up short again. How is he? It's a huge win for him, and it may end up costing him up to $100 million. As Depp awaits word on whether his bid for new libel trial in the UK will be granted, a Virginia judge has refused the Oscar nominee's desire to see AH's big bucks counterclaims thrown out of court. Hoping to take advantage of a newish anti-SLAPP law in the state, Johnny Depp sought to see a slew of statements made by himself and at least one of his lawyers over the truthfulness or hoax of her long-held claims of this during the couple's short-lived marriage, erased from the case. So with that one, obviously, we have to see now, because she has to, sunshine, have a nice evening, man, stay safe. And when you think about it, she has to now, her team, have to prove what Adam Waldman said is a lie. That's exactly what they gotta do now, and I can't see him happening. So what we got by here? Jennifer Moore, basically it's true, as I was told to take it like a man or show my ex-girlfriend her place. Basically, this are told to throw the abuse back. Yeah. There's nothing positive about it, nothing at all, there's not. Let's not forget who's paying heavy money for a PR company and who's lying on an island in the Bahamas drinking rum. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. It is. It's, yes, exactly sarcasm. It is. They omit to mention that the anti-slap, cuts both ways. She's not getting it either. They don't want to do that, though. For some unknown reason, they want to make her look amazing in front of people. And it's like, why are you even doing this? Because it's not going to get you the clicks, you know? It's not going to get you anything. And obviously, Johnny Depp's face is exactly the same as what we just read on Deadline. That's exactly what we just read. And it's just sad to see that all these used to be reputable sites are now fading into obscurity. Amy with another $5. If I had FU money, I'd buy the bust and record blowing it up Hunter S. Thompson style. Oh, that'd be amazing. You gotta get the glasses, you gotta get a cigarette holder as well, and a hat. You gotta go all out with that. That would be amazing, that would. But yeah, it's some of the things that we've seen over the course of the last couple of months coming from her team. And all the mainstream media, the way they're going about it. It's absolutely crazy to see. It's like, do you guys actually have any integrity anymore? Which they don't. And it's sad to see that they don't think like that anymore. Because when you look at it and you think, right guys, this is what we got. We now have to put this over here. We now have to get rid of this. But we're going to say that she's a lovely person. Everything she is saying is fantastic. Everything she is saying is right. But it's like, come on, guys. What the hell are you doing? You cannot prove Adam Waldman lied. Because if they can prove it, then wow. Okay, it's going to be amazing. What we seeing about you in the chat we got in there? It's whiskey, isn't it? I'd love a whiskey right about now. Did you talk about Johnny's appeal? Came in a bit later from Amber. Yeah, see that we started at the beginning, Amber. We went through Nick Wallace and what he's said, and obviously the counterclaim, and the basically NGN and Dan Wooten say no, they shouldn't allow this appeal to go forward. So that was at the beginning of the video, but that's what we got by there, right, guys? So what we're going to look at now is it's something to do with this, because it is NGN and this is censorship, and obviously it's kind of funny because when I saw this, right, it's buffering, is it, guys? Right, give me a second. Let's have a little look. Let's have a quick look, see what's going on. Oh, doopy-doopy-doo. Low chasm. So, is the house stream going now? Because it's saying that it's coming through okay now, guys. Let me know. It does seem to be going fine. So, I'm going to carry on for now. If it does get more buffering, let me know. And we'll sort something out. So, on YouTube and on Twitter the other day. Was it yesterday or the day before? Day before yesterday. Was Talk Radio. Dan Wooten, NGN's radio and all this kind of stuff. They were closed. Their YouTube channel was suspended off of YouTube. It was taken down. Everyone who went there, and it was like, right, okay, what's happening? And a lot of people, myself included, were like, well, that's good because they can't spread their fake news anymore. But then I saw this morning and I was like, seriously, they caved? And this is what we're going to look at now, guys. So obviously, this is what I saw. Google reinstates Talk Radio's YouTube channel after being accused of censorship. YouTube reinstated the channel of News UK's Talks Radio on Tuesday evening after being accused of censorship. On Tuesday morning, visitors to Talk Radio's YouTube page were informed that its account had been terminated for violating YouTube's community guidelines. No further explanation was provided. At around 7:30pm, Talk Radio revealed it had not yet received any explanation about what aspect of the guidelines it had alleged that we have breached. It said the action by Google-owned YouTube sets a dangerous precedent and is censorship of free speech and legitimate national debate. Shortly before 8pm, Talk Radio shared a new statement from YouTube. And this is what they said to him. The Talk Radio's YouTube channel was briefly suspended, but upon further review has now been reinstated. We quickly remove flagged content that violate our community guidelines, including COVID content that explicitly contradicts expert consensus from local health authorities or the World Health Organization. We make exceptions for material posted with an educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic purpose, as was deemed in this case. And with that, a lot of people, myself included, because we have seen so many things on YouTube, which, for some unknown reason, YouTube does not take down videos of people harming animals. We don't know why, but these videos are still on YouTube. You just need to know the certain keywords to look for them, and they will be there. These videos get flagged all the time. Perfect example as well is myself, Deep Human, a lot of other people on YouTube. We get a hell of a lot of comments from people saying, I'm lonely, I love you, or, like something 318 online and all this kind of stuff. I've asked you, and you've all done a great job in flagging them for me, which is amazing. And because the other night, in a space of a video going live, in an hour, I had to delete, I think it was 22, 23 of these comments. On one video that was as well. And obviously everyone is doing, doing an amazing job. You're all flagging these for me. But they're still there. So many people has gotten in touch with YouTube saying these need to be, suspended. Look what they're doing. They're forcing this on people. These are spam. And they just don't care, Deep Humor sent an email to YouTube about it, and they come back with, oh yeah, just keep flagging them, that'll do. And it's like, well, that's not going to do it, And obviously with this, Google looking into it, and they're like, oh, NGN, News Network and all this, Robert Murdoch, got a huge stake in Disney, got a huge stake in all these other companies. It wouldn't surprise me if something was said and it'd be like, all right, okay, Google, we will pay for ads or whatever. Just get it back on. And that's what seems to have happened. Again, that's just my opinion. No one else. But this is what... yeah, F Dan Wooten Cherry, yes. Dan is a stupid donut. He is. 100%. Not me, Wooten. But yeah, I just don't like the guy. I absolutely hate him. I detest the guy. But yeah, so... when you see that their show was taken down, and let's have a little luxury of how many things they got, eh? Let's have a little look and see how many. So they got 248,000 subscribers, and that is kind of interesting because they have 248,000 subscribers. And they have managed to get their channel back up like that in one day, And as soon as them putting out this statement, and then, within 30 minutes, YouTube will look, oh no, it's back on. There we go, guys. That just goes to show something has happened behind the scenes. Because I follow some people who are literally in the millions of subscribers, and they've had one of their channels taken down. And it took days for YouTube to be like, oh no, it's back on. And when you see that, it's like, wow, really? So to me, that's why my thinking is something behind the scenes has happened. Because that just wouldn't have happened otherwise. because that is just crazy to even think that Google will be like, oh, a channel with 200,000 subs, don't worry about, excuse me, don't worry about them. And when you've got millions of subs and they take ages to do, a couple of days, sometimes it's taken nearly a month for some people. And it's like, well, there we go, they just don't care. And that's why I really do think something has happened behind the scenes for Google to be like, yeah, put it back on, guys, put it back on. So what we got by here? It's hashtag sorry Dan. I've got everything saying, don't worry about twat's a funny word. In the UK, we'd also say we are twatted when drunk. Yeah, we do. Oh, I'm absolutely twatted, yeah. It's absolutely amazing. It's such a fun word. But anyway, going back to the talk radio part, is obviously, we quickly removed, make an exception, so Ofcom regulated talk radio, which describes itself as the home of free speech, live streams a video feed from its studios on its YouTube page, and posts specific programs and clips. In September, Talk Radio's Friday Drive Time presenter and stand-up comedian Mark Dolan went viral for protesting against the wearing of face masks to stop the spread of this by cutting one up live on air. Earlier on Tuesday, Talk Radio breakfast presenter Julia Hartley-Brewer quizzed Cabinet Office Minister Michael Gove, I'm not a fan of his anyway, on whether he endorsed censorship by big tech companies against people having a free and full debate. This is what Gove said. I don't believe in censorship. We have a free and fair press, no we don't, and we have commentators and interviewers of distinction who do criticise the government's position, from Lord Sumpton, a former Supreme Court judge, to Peter Hitchens, the distinguished Mail on Sunday columnist, so another Daily Fail person there, and others, and long may it remain so. I respectfully disagree with them, but I think it's important that their voices are heard and that debates take place. With that part by there, I will actually agree with him. Debates do need to happen. If everyone can have their own say and everything else and be like, right guys, you have your say and this is what you're going to do. Well, that's your opinion. I actually love your opinion. Great. Now listen to my opinion. It's going back to the whole thing, the whole situation with people who are supporting AH and their people on Twitter and other social media platforms. If you can go on there and you can say, oh, there we go, Shelby, hello, Dan, the baddest bitch in the UK. I don't know whether to say thank you for that. I don't know what to say, but thank you, Shelby, for turning up. It's amazing to have you here. But yeah, it's having debates, that's your opinion, that's great, amazing. Well, this is what I think, that sort of thing is healthy, and sparking debates like that is also good for character building, because a lot of people, when they see that and they automatically jump to the defense and they start screaming, they start shouting, they start swearing, you've won the argument or you've won the debate or whatever, because the person who starts shouting first is always a loser. Because they have someone to hide, basically. Because why on earth would they be shouting at you, And with that one there, my grandfather told me that. My grandfather told me a hell of a lot about how to deal with people and how to respond to people. It's amazing. And I miss him dearly for it, Because it was so much insight. Literally, it's like, well, do this or do that, Say this, try, and it was. It's very valuable information. And when you think about it, and saying this here, well, they've shut down a channel, but all of a sudden, they're back within half hour of them posting on Twitter. And it's like, right, we know what happened there, But that's what we got. But, it goes back into the article, which we will go by here now. Back on over. So they do say about later that you tweeted that no one at the station has ever endangered any lives or worked against the NHS. Again, I'm pretty sure Dan Wootton's actually said something crap about the NHS on Good Morning Britain or Lorraine here in the UK, Oh, Shelby, thanks for dropping by, darling. It's great. It's always great to have everyone here. You're all amazing. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he said something bad on Good Morning Britain, like I just said. But when they say, free speech, debate and questioning policies that destroy lives, livelihoods and freedoms are a good thing. So straight away with that one there, she's kind of going against Dan Wootton because she says, questioning, it destroys lives. They destroyed Johnny Depp's life. Kind of, you know what I mean? But then it goes about YouTube's COVID misinformation policy, which again is absolutely stupid because on YouTube, it's videos made by the people who use the platform. YouTube was made by you. That's exactly why it's called YouTube. And then all of a sudden, when a few people took over, and all of a sudden they want Will Smith and all these other actors and all these people, come on here, we'll give you everything you want, we'll never censor you, we'll never do this, we'll never do that. Perfect example is Brie Larson, but her channel has died, which is just so funny, because everyone was like, 1 million or 5 million viewers for her first video, then it just tanked. Because she was like, oh my god, I'm so new to this, I'm so stupid. But it was a proper productionized video, It was fully production. There was everything. Proper cameras. There was multiple cameras set up. And she's like, oh, I'm a noob. How can you be a noob and know how to set up multiple cameras? Again, it's just, I'm going off on a tangent there. I'm not going to. Itchy nose. But then says here now about the tech company, they warns that creators who violate the policy will receive a warning and have the offending content removed. So with that one there, they're saying Talk Radio had it removed, but they also had their channel deleted. Why? If it was just meant to be a warning and then it was meant to be removing the content, why did they go? That's one of the big reasons there for me, guys, that I'm thinking something else happened behind the scenes, money changed hands, and they were like, yeah, we're just going to stay by here and we're going to have fun. That's exactly what I think. Right, guys, I want to let you guys know. So, I have been asked quite a few questions over the last couple of days regarding the new show that I want to put out on this channel. It's going to be called the Come Geek Some Show. I'm hoping to start it next Wednesday. It will probably be 7 p.m. UK time again, so my normal time for streaming. And what I want to do is, if you got questions, or if you got a topic you would like to see discussed, I want to do stuff along those kind of lines, not just always talking about Dead by Daylight or Johnny Depp or whatever's going on, that sort of thing. I actually want to bring a proper show to the channel once a week where we can go on for an hour, maybe 2 hours. We can have a discussion about pop culture, movies, whatever kind of takes your fancy. If you got like websites, can you look at this? What is your opinion on this? We can do something like that. And if we can do that, I think it'd be great. It'd be great to actually have more fun that way as well, instead of always having kind of like depressing ones, So what's Gary saying? No worries, mate, I'm the baddest bitch in the US. It's the American thing, I suppose. Most likely is. Cherry, yeah, that is one of the best. Thunder, CUNT, next Tuesday. Cock waffling twat. Yes, I do love that. That is amazing. So guys, what we got by Yersh, first of all, Carol has posted a link, so have a quick look at this before we go. Right, the Henry Cavill thing, I remember this. So, scared to date post Me Too. Don't want this tag, Henry Cavill. Yeah, I remember him saying this in an interview, and this was actually really kind of crazy. And this is what we got, guys. It was actually crazy because a lot of people, they were like, yeah, we don't want this. It's that sort of thing. And when you think about it, when this whole Me Too thing kicked off, a lot of people were like, I'm never dating again. I'm never going near women. I'm never going to say this, say that, because that's exactly what happened. You had people twist and turning the Me Too movement against people and using it to their own agenda. And perfect example is AH. She's used it, and when you have people who founded the Me Too movement and parts of it, and they're like, yeah, she lied, I'm not supporting her, that has got to speak volumes for everything, But this is what we had, yeah. So we had the Henry Cavill. I got such an itchy nose. I do apologise, guys. So we had, amidst the Me Too movement, real-life Superman Henry Cavill has made some bizarre comments. They weren't bizarre. About dating and the consequences in the interview with GQ Australia. Damn you, Australia. I'm going to blame Stevie for that. Cavill chose to speak out about how the Me Too movement has made his love life miserable. There's something wonderful about a man chasing a woman. There's a traditional approach to that, which is nice. I think a woman should be wooed and chased, but maybe I'm old-fashioned for thinking that. According to Cavill, it's very difficult to approach a woman now, when there are certain rules in place. Because then it's like, well, I don't want to go and talk to her because I'm going to be called a this or something, which is very true. The Man of Steel actor continued, so you're like, forget it, I'm going to call an ex-girlfriend instead, and then just go back to a relationship, which never really worked. But it's way safer than casting myself into the fires of hell because I'm someone in the public eye. And if I go and flirt with someone, then who knows what's going to happen. And with that there, it's very true, because we have seen quite a few people come out and say, oh, this happened, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. And they're like, whoa, I don't even know you. You know, this is what happens. It's sad to see that something that first came out to get someone as horrible as Harvey Weinstein off of that and put into prison. You know, that is good. But then when you got people who are literally taking it and saying, oh, I'm going to use this to my advantage. I'm going to get people I don't like put in jail. Which is exactly what happened. And I can see how Gaffer said there, yeah, Rose McGowan. She's very pissed off with the way it's taken. And it's absolutely crazy. What we got by Washington's in lockdown, is that Anne? Superman is our slang too. No, it's not slang. He plays World of Warcraft. He made his PC, which exploded on the internet. Henry has good points. So it's interesting because you've seen certain people now who has come out and they're like, yeah, this person did this, that person did that, and the people comes out and they're like, I've got to do so, I got to stick up for myself now because I haven't done anything, or because I went and talked to a woman. But again, no, this day and age, it can be the same situation, like, oh, well, he's a man, why should we believe him? But like you're saying in the chat, guys, exactly 100% correct. DV is not gender specific. It's not. But when you get people who literally, like you were saying there, you got, so some people have said, this is absurd. If Henry Cavill doesn't want to be called this, then all he has to do is not do this. The mental gymnastics some men are doing to position themselves as this is insane. That's from someone called Helen Price. But again, she's like, oh, but what if someone came up to her and said, oh, let me buy you a drink or whatever, they go home, it's all consensual, and then the next day she's like, oh, no, I don't know, I was drunk, go away. Chaz, he's also seeing what is happening to Jade, and he's probably thinking that could happen to him. 100%. When you see so many people now coming out, and they're like, yeah, I don't want to be this, I don't want to be that. And again, you got, look at what us lot is saying about oh, she's done an Amber instead of a Karen, that sort of thing. But it's just sad to see that people now, they have to try and stick up themselves now at all costs. They cannot lower their guard, which is a very sad thing to see, because people should be able to express themselves no matter what. They shouldn't have to go to a bar or whatever, try and talk to someone, and then automatically get called the R word, the P word. Because, say, the other day, what I'm going to end this on is the Quartering, Jeremy from the Quartering. He has some very weird views, but I do follow him, and I do follow a lot of his Twitter as well. And people have been throwing around the P word, P-E, hello Speedo, that sort of word. And what has happened is that, do they actually know what that word means? Because they're throwing that word around now. And they're like, you do know what this means, don't you? If someone is 17 and 18, that 18-year-old is not one of those words. But again, though, it loses all meaning. Because people now will just say any word they want to get a reaction. because that's what the world has come to. That's what the people are starting to see now, and it's just sad to see. But guys, we are going to end the stream here, so it's been a fantastic stream for you all. Next week, I am actually streaming with General Zod. It's actually a little bit, well, it's actually a hell of a lot later. It's actually 11 p.m. for us. I'm only going to try and do an hour because I start winding down at 11 before I go to sleep when I take all my my drugs, literally my medication for my back and everything else. So I take all that. So that should be a fun little stream. It's going to be over on his channel as well. Next Tuesday night, 11 p.m. UK time. So I believe that is 5 p.m. Central or 5 p.m. Yeah, 5 p.m. Central and Eastern. Yeah, so that's what's going to be fun. So it's going to be great. Cherry, I can see the new word is Pluto. You know what? Yes. Let's Pluto this. So that's what we got, guys. Say, you've all been amazing tonight, guys. Thank you to each and every one of you who has donated and supported the channel. It means the world to me. And if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for future updates. And I'll see each and every one of you soon. Bye-bye, guys. Mwah! To all my new subscribers and to my new channel members. I forgot the word. Stay safe, guys.